Welcome back, everyone. Let's now enter into the next segment, which is the glimpses of the glorious past on 26th July. On 26th July 2004, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism initiated a group of delegates into being spiritual healers in Malaysia through a Living Enlightenment Initiation Convention. Below are some pictures from the convention. On 26 July 2007, soon after the Himalaya Yatra, from 10th to 24th July 2007, Swamiji attended the cremation ceremonies of Sri Sri Shivapuri Maha Swamiji at Bangalore and then came back to Adinam at Bidadi. Following are some pictures taken of Swamiji being welcomed and going on rounds to different departments in the Adinam, meeting with Adinavasis, Life Bliss Technology, LBT student, Gurukul Kids, Ekats University, etc. On 26 July 2008, Swamiji shared Valkail Urikolai Adayum Vali. This satsang was delivered on 2008, 26 July.
Prepare yourself by unclutching. Little time, just don't waste the early morning, such a wonderful morning. Fresh energy. Close your eyes, sit straight. Intelligent person, as a raised conscious person, will never live in poverty. Understand, poverty is something which you choose. So raise your consciousness in the world, in the inner world. Raise your consciousness. You will see suddenly, in all directions, your potentiality is expressing. In all directions, your ultimate is happening. In all directions, you are expressing your reality, your truth, that what you can, the realization will start happening. How can one appreciate the beauty of nature without having a thought? Kavya, when you become nature only, you can really appreciate. Any thought is not appreciation, abusive. The moment, you see, when you are seeing the sunrise, and you are just feeling it, that is totally different. That is appreciation. But the moment you get the thought, oh, beautiful sunrise, it is golden, it's wonderful, you abused it. Any thought will reduce the nature to a thought. It's a disrespect. Directly, if you are feeling it, without framing it with a word, with a thought, it will be an intense experience. Understand? All great experiences with the nature would have been when you are thoughtless, not when you are with thoughts, when you are appreciating, when you are framing. Framing reduces. Any thought never will bring appreciation towards nature. It's only abusing the nature. So just be unclutched, be with the nature. You will see every moment, you will be appreciating it. You will be feeling it. இந்த ஒரு விஷயத்தை மட்டும் மறக்காமல் செய்யுங்க. வீட்டில் போய் ஒரு நாளைக்கு ஒரு அரை மணி நேரமாவது உட்காந்து அன்கிளச் பண்ணுங்கள். அப்படி அன்கிளச் பண்ணாமல் விட்டுட்டிங்கன்னா நித்திய தியானம் பண்ணிவிடுங்க. அரை மணி நேரம் அன்கிளச் பண்ணிங்கன்னா நித்திய தியானம் பண்ண வேண்டியதில்லை. இல்லைன்னா நித்திய தியானம் பண்ணுங்கள். ஒரு அரை மணி நேரமாவது சாமியோட புக்ஸ் ஏதாவது படிங்க. இவ்வளோ புக்ஸ் எழுதியிருக்க பாருங்க. ஏன்னா அப்போ தான் திரும்ப திரும்ப அந்த ஆன்மீக பாதையிலேயே இருப்பீங்க. இல்லைன்னா மறந்து போயிடுவோம். அந்த ஆன்மீக பாதையிலேயே சென்ட்ரலைஸ்டாக இருக்கிறது. ஏதாவது ஒரு புத்தகம் அரை மணி நேரமாவது படிங்க. ஒரு முறை நித்திய தியானம், அது அரை மணி நேரம். மொத்தம் ஒரே ஒரு மணி நேரம் தான் நீங்கள் செலவு பண்ண வேண்டியது. மீதி ஹோல் டே என்ன பண்ணுங்க, என்ன பண்ணாலும் அன்கிளச்சாக இருங்க, முடிஞ்சு போச்சு. என்ன பண்ணாலும் அன்கிளச் பண்ணிக்கிட்டே இருங்க. அது ஒரு பெரிய பலம் மாதிரி இருக்கும். என்ன பண்ணாலும் அன்கிளச் பண்ணுறதுங்கிறது பலம் மாதிரி இருக்கும். என்ன செஞ்சாலும் அதை ஆழமாக செய்வீங்க, என்ன செஞ்சாலும் அதை ஸ்திரமாக செய்வீங்க, பவர்ஃபுல்லாக செய்வீங்க. எதையும் ஃபேஸ் பண்ணுவீங்க, பவர்ஃபுல்லாக செய்வீங்க. எதோடையும் நிற்க முடியும். எங்கே வளையணுமோ வளைஞ்சிப்பீங்க, எங்கே நிற்கணுமோ நின்றுப்பீங்க. ஆத்தால் அருகம்புல்லை மட்டும் கடலுக்கு கொண்டு போய் கொடுக்கவே முடியலையாம். கடல் கேட்டாலும், கடல் ராஜா, ஆறு மனைவி. அப்படி தான் நம்ம இந்தியன் மித்தாலஜியில் சொல்லுவோம். எல்லா ஆற்றுக்கும் பெண் பெயர் தான் இருக்கும். கடலுக்கு வரணும் ராஜன் இருக்கும். கடல் கேட்டானா, உலகத்தில் இருக்க எல்லா பொருளையும் எனக்கு கிஃப்டாக இருந்து கொடுக்குறியே, அருகம்புல் மட்டும் கொடுக்க முடியலையே அப்படின்னு. ஆறு சொல்லிச்சான், நான் என்ன பண்ணுறது, நான் போன உடனே வணங்கி நமஸ்காரம் பண்ணிடுது, அதனால் என்னால் படிக்க முடியலை அப்படின்னு. வணங்கி கும்பிட்டுறதுனால என்னால் அதை பிடிங்கி எடுத்துகிட்டு வர முடியலை அப்படின்னு. அது மாதிரி வாழ்க்கையில் எங்கே வணங்கணுமோ அங்கே வணங்கணும், எங்கே நிற்கணுமோ அங்கே நிற்கணும். ரொம்ப இந்த அன்கிளச்சிங்கில் பார்த்தீங்கன்னா கரெக்டாக எங்கே வணங்கணுமோ அங்கே வணங்கிடுவீங்க. அதை ஸ்ட்ராட்டஜி பிளானிங்கிற அந்த இன்டெலிஜென்ஸ் அவேக்கன் ஆகிடும். லைஃப்பை பற்றி ஸ்ட்ராட்டஜி பிளான் பண்ணுற இன்டெலிஜென்ஸ், உங்கள் பர்பஸ் என்ன, அவேக்கனிங் டு த பர்பஸ் ஆஃப் த லைஃப்னு நம்ம சான்ஸ்கிரிட்டில் சொன்னோம்னா பிரத்யேகாத்ம சைதன்ய ஜாக்கிரதம்னு சொல்லுவோம். வாழ்க்கையின் குறிக்கோளுக்கு உயிர்ப்பித்து கொள்ளுதல், வாழ்க்கையின் குறிக்கோளை நோக்கி விழிப்படைந்து விடுதல். உங்கள் வாழ்க்கையோட பர்பஸ் என்னென்னு விழிச்சுக்கிட்டிங்கனாலே உங்களுடைய எண்ண ஓட்டத்தில் 90% ரெடியூஸ் ஆகிடும். 90% உங்களுடைய எண்ண ஓட்டமே என்னவாக இருக்குன்னா, வாழ்க்கையினுடைய குறிக்கோளை நோக்கி விழிப்படையாதனால்தான். வாழ்க்கையோட குறிக்கோளை நோக்கி விழிப்படைஞ்சிட்டிங்கன்னா உங்கள் வாழ்க்கையோட பர்பஸ் என்னன்னு புரிஞ்சுதுன்னா முடிஞ்சு போச்சு. நான் அன்கிளச் பண்ணுறதை புரிய வச்சிடும். லைஃபோட பர்பஸ் என்ன, ஏன் இவ்வளோ பெரிய பூமியில் நாம் இருக்கிறோம், என்ன பண்ணுறோம், உண்மையிலே என்ன பர்பஸ், அதுக்கு விழிப்படைஞ்சிருவீங்க. அப்போ என்ன ஆகும், ஸ்ட்ராட்டஜி பிளானிங், வாழ்க்கையோட ஸ்ட்ராட்டஜி பிளானிங்கிறது ரொம்ப தெளிவாகிடும். எங்கே வணங்கணும்னு தெரியும், எங்கே வணங்க வேண்டியதெல்லாம் தெரிஞ்சு போயிடும், கன்ஃபியூஷன் இருக்காது. இது எல்லாமே அன்கிளச்சிங்கோட சைடு எஃபெக்ட்ஸுங்க. கிளாரிட்டியும் மெச்சூரிட்டியும் டிரான்ஸ்ஃபர்மேஷனும். வாழ்க்கையை இப்படி வாழுங்க அப்படி வாழுங்கன்னு உங்களுக்கு நான் மேப் போட்டு கொடுக்க முடியாது. அதை வாழறதுக்கான இன்டெலிஜென்ஸ் தான் கொடுக்கணும். மேப் போட்டு கொடுத்தா அதுனா உருப்படாது. இன்டெலிஜென்ஸ் தான், இந்த அன்கிளச்சிங் அந்த இன்டெலிஜென்ஸை உருவாக்கிடும். தீன்னு சொல்கிற சம்ஸ்கிருதத்தில் தீனா புத்தின்னு அர்த்தம். அது அவேக்கன் ஆகிடும். Unclutching will lead you to awakening to the purpose of life. The naturally tremendous number of thoughts the reduction in the thoughts will happen. Thoughts are nothing but unaware response of life, response to the life. When you are unaware of life, your response to life will be thoughts. Understand, I am defining thoughts. Unconscious response to the life is thought. Restful awareness towards the life is unclutching. Unclutching will make you spontaneous because you will have a deep restful awareness. You will know what has happened in you when you go back and start living. When you go back and start living, you will know what has happened to you. வீட்டுக்கு போய் திரும்ப வாழ ஆரம்பிச்சிங்கன்னா என்ன ஆகும், அப்போ தான் தெரியும் இந்த 10 நாள் என்ன உங்களுக்குள்ள நடந்திருக்குன்னு. Only then you will know what has happened to you in these 10-15 days. எண்ணங்களுடைய டெஃபினேஷன், அன்கான்ஷியஸாக உணர்வு அறுபட்ட நிலையில் உலகத்தை, உங்கள் வாழ்க்கையை நீங்கள் அணுகும் பொழுது உங்களுக்குள் நிகழும் நிகழ்வுதான் எண்ணங்கள். அதிலே ஆழ்ந்த சாந்தமான உணர்வோடு வாழ்க்கையை எதிர்கொள்ளும் பொழுது உங்களுக்குள்ளே நடக்கிறது பேர் தான் அன்கிளச்சிங். புரிஞ்சிருச்சா? வாழ்க்கையை இப்போ ஒரு சூரிய அஸ்தமனத்தையே பார்க்குறீங்க, பார்த்த உடனே அன்கான்ஷியஸோட பழக்கம் என்னென்னா அதை உடனே ஃப்ரேம் பண்ண ஆரம்பிக்கிறது. ஓ, தங்க கலரில் இருக்குது, ஜகஜகன் இருக்குது, ஏற்கனவே நான் 2 தடவை எங்கள் மொட்டை மாடியிலேருந்து பார்த்தேன், எதெல்லாமே எடுத்துன்னு வந்துடும், ஃப்ரேம் பண்ணிடும். அதான் உணர்வு இல்லாமல் வாழ்க்கையை எதிர்கொள்ளும் பொழுது உங்களுக்குள் நிகழ்கின்ற நிகழ்வு எண்ண ஓட்டம். ஆனால் அன்கிளச்சாக சைலண்ட்டாக பாருங்கள், அது அனுபவமாக மாறிடும். நீங்கள் ஃப்ரேம் பண்ண முடியாத ஒரு எக்ஸ்பீரியன்ஸாக அது உள்ள ரெக்கார்ட் ஆகிடும். இந்த அந்த காலத்து இந்த இது பார்த்துருக்கீங்களா, லவுட் ஸ்பீக்கர், இந்த பெரிய பிளேட் இருக்கும், கீரல் விழுந்த தட்டுன்னு சொல்லுவாங்க, கிராமஃபோன் ரெக்கார்டு. அதில் கீரல் விழுந்துருச்சுன்னா, நான் ஒரு தான் கீரல் விழுந்த கிராமஃபோன் ரெக்கார்டு கேட்டேன். அந்த வரவு எட்டனா செலவு பத்தனா பாட்டு, வரவு எட்டனா வரவு எட்டனா வரவு எட்டனானே சொல்லிட்டு இருக்கு, செலவுக்கே போக மாட்டேங்குது. நான் சொன்னேன் பரவாயில்ல, நல்லா கிராமஃபோன் நினச்சேன், வரவு மட்டும் வைக்கிறது, செலவு பண்ண மாட்டேங்குது அப்படின்னு. அந்த கிராமஃபோனு வரவு 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 வரவுனே சொல்லிட்டு இருக்காங்க, 2வது லைனுக்கே போகாது. நம்ம மனம் அந்த மாதிரி தான், எண்ணங்கள் அப்படிங்கிறது கீழல் விழுந்த ரெக்கார்டு மாதிரி தான். எப்படியா இருந்தாலும் ஒரே மாதிரி தான் வந்துட்டு போயிட்டுருக்கும், எப்படியா இருந்தாலும் ஒரே மாதிரி தான் வந்துட்டு போயிட்டுருக்கும். அதான் கீழல் விழுந்த ரெக்கார்டு. அன்கிளச்ட் அவேர்னஸோடு பார்த்தீங்கன்னா அப்படியே அது எக்ஸ்பீரியன்ஸாக உங்களுக்குள்ளே ரெக்கார்ட் ஆகும். அது ஸ்பான்டேனியஸாக ரெஸ்பாண்ட் பண்ணுவீங்க. இது ஒரு இன்டென்ஸான சத்தியம். போய் வாழ ஆரம்பிச்சிங்கன்னு தெரியுங்க, நீங்கள் எதுக்கெல்லாம் முதல்ல எப்படி எப்படி ரியாக்ட் பண்ணிட்டு இருந்தீங்களோ அந்த ரியாக்ஷன்லாம் இப்போ இருக்காது. திடீர்னு பார்த்தா இப்போ உங்களுக்குள்ளே இருக்கிற மனம் எப்படின்னா எரிஞ்சு போன கயிறு மாதிரி. எரிஞ்சு போன கயிறு பார்க்க கயிறு மாதிரி இருக்கும், ஆனால் கட்ட உபயோகமாகாது. அந்த கயிறை கட்ட முடியாது, எரிஞ்சு போன கயிறு எடுத்து கட்ட முடியாது. உங்களுடைய ரெஸ்பான்ஸ்னால பந்தம் வராது. தினம் 1/2 மணி நேரம் அன்கிளச் பண்ணிங்கன்னா பண்ணலாம், ஹீலிங் பண்ணலாம். See, awakening to the purpose of life is realizing the purposelessness of the life. Understand? Whatever you think as purpose, that idea will be lost. That is what is the meaning when I gave the title to the book, Purposeless, Beauty of Purposelessness. It means whatever you think as purpose, that will be lost. Whatever is the real, it is not even, you can't even call as purpose. Real purpose is not purpose. Meaning of the life will be awakened. Meaning of the life is living every moment. Purpose of the life is something somewhere in the future. Anything somewhere in the future will lead you to only hopelessness and depression. Anything which diverts you towards this moment, meaning of the life, will raise your consciousness. There's a big difference between that purpose and this purpose. Awakening to the purpose of life is living meaning of the life, spontaneity. That when I use the word purposelessness there, I mean there's nothing in the future. அன்கிளச் பண்ணிட்டீங்களே போதுமா? நைட் அன்கிளச் பண்ண முடிஞ்சா பண்ணுங்க, பண்ண முடியல சக்தி தாரணை பண்ணுங்க. ஒரு முக்கியமான ஒரு விஷயம், திரும்ப 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 இந்த ஒரு நாளைக்கு 1/2 மணி நேரமாக இந்த புக்ஸை படிங்க. படிச்சிங்கன்னா புதுசாக புரியும். இப்போ உங்கள் மைண்டே, உங்கள் சாஃப்ட்வேர் புதுசாகிருச்சு. அதனால் நீங்கள் என்ன பண்ணிங்கனாலும் என்ன ஆகும், புதுசாக எல்லாமே புரிய ஆரம்பிக்கும். புதுசாக எல்லாம் புரிய ஆரம்பிக்கும். சர்வரோக நிவாரணி.
Nothing but the faith.
Karma is nothing but the...
It's nothing but the faith of the fear you have on it, like that. So can you please...
That's all. Do you feel connected to that idea?
Yeah, I feel connected to that.
Right, relax from it.
Swamiji?
You see, the Sanjita, removing Sanjita is deeper than what you understand as karma. What you understand as karma is only few superficial things. Sanjita is very quality that your human being will be changed. You are no more a human being because your TPS is reduced.
Thank you so much.
It's a very powerful process of reducing the TPS.
Swamiji? It's, you had mentioned Anandagandha versus Unclutching. Just trying to figure out, are they both compatible?
Yes, compatible. No, they are not against each other.
So it's,
Both are paths towards the same goal.
so basically doing Anandagandha and Unclutching can be done.
See, in Anandagandha you remember me and feel connected. I am an empty space. I am like a window. You jump through the window. In Unclutching, you break the wall and go. In Unclutching, you need little more effort. But in Anandagandha, I have already broke the wall. You jump through that window. Only one thing, in Anandagandha, you need a strong faith and connection towards me. In Unclutching, you don't need that. You can break and jump out. So the purpose is to jump out of this building. Anandagandha is like a me. I am a window. I already broke the wall. I am available like a window. You jump through me. And Unclutching is like you yourself wanted to break one more wall and make a window and jump through that. In Unclutching, all intellectual problems will be solved. There will not be any problem because you are trying. In Anandagandha, you need little strong that feeling connection. So if you have the feeling connection, Anandagandha is best. If you are not able to have that feeling connection is sometimes getting disturbed. If somebody complains or you hear some rumor, these foolish fellows will continuously be judging me. So that is another big problem. I tell you, I am saying, I am not judging you. If I judge you, you think you will be here. No. But these guys judge me. I am liberating them, they are binding me. Actually, when you have to unclutch and work, the work will be little more. With Anandagandha work is practically mine. You don't need to do anything. You just enjoy the feeling connection. It's called Lila Dhyana. Lila Dhyana means when the divine descends on the planet Earth, whatever it does, just you remember that you are in a different plane. Lila Dhyana. So Anandagandha is more like Lila Dhyana. The moment you remember, you are there somewhere. But the Unclutching is more, you struggle and you strive. It's for two different attitude people. சிலர் கேட்டாங்க ஏன் சாமி இப்போவே அடுத்த நெக்ஸ்ட் ஜென்ரேஷனை ட்ரெயின் பண்ண ஆரம்பிக்கிறீங்களே அப்படின்னு. யூஸ்வலாக நெக்ஸ்ட் ஜென்ரேஷனை பற்றி எல்லாருமே வயசானப்பறம் யோசிப்பாங்க. சாமி ரொம்ப நாள் இருக்க போகிறேன், சின்ன வயசுல ரொம்ப நாள் இருக்க போகிறேன். இருந்தாலும் நெக்ஸ்ட் ஜென்ரேஷனை இப்போவே ட்ரெயின் பண்ண ஆரம்பிக்கிற காரணம் ஒரு 20-30 வருஷம் இவங்களை நான் ட்ரெயின் பண்ணனா இவங்க என்லைட்டன் ஆகிடுவாங்க. அப்போ என்ன ஆகும், டீக்ரடேஷன் நடக்கிறது ரொம்ப வருஷம் ஆகும், உடனே நடக்காது. ஒரு 10 ஜெனரேஷனுக்காவது, அட்லீஸ்ட் ஒரு 10 தலைமுறைக்காவது, ஒரு 1000 வருஷத்துக்காவது இந்த இன்ஸ்பிரேஷன் லாஸ் ஆகாமல் இருக்கட்டும்ன்றது தான் இப்போ வந்து பிளான் பண்ணிட்டு இருக்கேன்.
नित्यानन्देश्वर सदाशिवसमारम्भां नित्यानन्द नित्यानन्देश्वरि आदिशक्तिमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्. I welcome all of you with my love and respects. I welcome all the devotees, disciples, Samajis, Satsangis, Shri Mahants, Tanidar Kotari, everyone sitting with us all over the world through Nithyananda TV, Facebook Live, hundreds of Adinavasis channels, YouTube Live, Twitter Live, and through two-way video conferencing. I welcome all of you with my love and respects. I'll continue on Adinam Chalo series. Nitty-gritties of Shaktipada. Yesterday there were few questions brought in front of me which will be useful for all of you. So I wanted to share those questions and answers. Last few satsangs I am giving an important understanding about how the generalization dilutes education. Listen to very important truth. With the generalization, if you structure anything remembering the weakest link, it is dilution. Oh, we need to attend to this kind of, this level intelligence also. Then you bring the whole thing down. Understand? With the generalization, if you dilute, that is your so-called education. There is another one thing. Because of the collective consciousness, if your standard is raised, that is Sangha, that is Vatavarana. Understand? When you all come together and start a journey, if your ability gets reduced day by day, it is called education, so-called education. Because dilution due to generalization. But if you all come together for a journey, and every day your standard is increasing, means your physical health is increasing, improving. Your psychological stability is improving. Understand? Definition of mental health is stability. In anything you do, stability is the definition of mental health. That's the definition of mental health. Whatever you may be doing, but stability is the stability is the scale to measure your mental health. Will persistence is the scale to measure your conscious growth. understand, if you consciously grow, you will have amazing will persistence. The unit to find out whether you are becoming healthy or not is the quality of your day and night. Means what kind of awareness and consciousness you are able to retain in your body during daytime, what kind of a deep rest you are able to have in your body in the night time. That is the scale. Whether you are healthy or not. Just few days before I made the statement, if you sleep in the daytime, you are physically sick. If you don't sleep in the night time, you are mentally sick. If you sleep in the daytime, you are physically sick. If you don't sleep in the night time, you are mentally sick. Whole day you feel like sleeping, but you are not able to sleep. That is psychologically sick. The unit to measure your physical health is the quality of your day. Unit to measure your mental health is stability. Unit to measure your conscious growth is will persistence. If all these are growing, then we can say, because of the Sangha, the collective consciousness, you are growing. You are growing. If all these are going down, then you are in a system which is getting diluted due to generalization. Just yesterday I made an important announcement to the whole Sangha. Now we are making the spiritual routine into 2 batches, morning batch and evening batch. So whoever wants, you can attend morning batch. If you don't want, you can attend evening batch. But decide up front which batch you are going to be part. This is the rule for all over the world, all the branches, all the adhinams and temples. Morning 1 batch, evening 1 batch. Actually, I am opening the door for multiple possibilities. Morning batch will follow the Indian Standard Time. We'll call it maybe the first batch. You can come up with some name. That will follow Indian Standard Time of morning, 4 to 9. 4 to 5 yoga, 5 to 6 Panchakriya, 6 to 7 Pada Puja, 7 to 8 breakfast and kirtan, 8 to 9 satsang. The evening batch will function centered on Los Angeles. Let's have Los Angeles time. Actually, all of you need to know, I need to put this on record once more. When I was in E-Road, first when we started the E-Road Adhinam, many devotees have gathered and wanted to buy land all around that ashram, E-Road Adhinam, and expand that whole property into a large community. I had a darshan, Sadashiva appeared and revealed. In the east, Bengaluru will be headquarters. In the west, Los Angeles will be headquarters. So I came out of the Samadhi and told few of my disciples who were around me at that time. They laughed at me and said, Swamiji, you neither know Kannada to move to Bangalore, nor know English to go to Los Angeles. That time I really did not know English. Understand? That time I really did not know English. I can speak only, you come, I sit, we go. You talk, I understand, I don't talk. That time I really didn't know English, so they were laughing at me. You neither know some people in Karnataka, Bangalore, nor know anybody in Los Angeles. And I wanted to put this on record. Really, I did not know the place called Los Angeles exists in USA, in California and all that. I only know these two words appeared in front of me. That's all. Just these two words appeared in front of me. That's all. I will dig out from the archives. We must be having even that paper where I tried to spell it out. But the words appeared in with the English letter. It did not appear in Tamil. Of course, I can read the English script. That much I learned. So, I could not pronounce properly. Bangalore I could pronounce because I've heard that word. Los Angeles I've never heard. So, I had to spell it out, pen it down, for them to even understand which place I am talking. When they asked all these questions, you neither know somebody in Bangalore nor know anybody in Los Angeles, and you neither know Kannada, the language of Bangalore, nor know the language of Los Angeles English. How are you going to start the ashram there? Now we have gathered and we are ready to buy all the lands around and donate, and why don't you start the ashram and expand here itself? Because they were really interested in keeping me there. They really want me to stay there. I said, I know one person, very powerful, who is in Bangalore and Los Angeles, that is Sadashiva. I know him and he knows what to do. So, I said, for East, we will have headquarters in Bangalore. For the West, we will have headquarters in Los Angeles. I wanted to put this on record because, unfortunately, still, Los Angeles has not received a spiritual sacredness in our Sangha. Understand, we may have thousands of temples, but Los Angeles is the Kshetra. It's a Tirtha Snana for Nithyananda Sangha. Understand? It's a Tirtha Sthala for Nithyananda Sangha. Just like Arunachala and Bidadi, the important Tirtha Sthala for Sangha, our Sangha. Arunachala, the place where I became enlightened, the Adi Nithyananda Peetam, and the Tiruvannamalai Adinam, where Sadashiva gave the Atmalinga to me. All that is a kshetra for our Sangha. Then Varanasi, Manikarnika Ghat, where I had death experience. And Haridwar, Shankar Maharaj, Mahadeva, who gave me the food and established the truth. Ananyas chintayanto mamye jana paryupasade desham nityabhiyuktanam yogakshemam vahamyagam. Of course, Bidadi Bangalore, then Los Angeles. Los Angeles, temple is a kshetra, understand? It is not just a temple. We may build thousands and thousands of temples. We may build thousands and thousands of adinams. But Sadashiva marked Bangalore and Los Angeles only. So the morning batch will be called as Brahma Muhurta batch, which will follow the timing of Bangalore Adinam's sunrise. And Sandhya batch will follow the Los Angeles sunrise. It will follow the Los Angeles Adinam's sunrise. And based on their sunrise, Brahma Muhurtam, it means the same time. They will have their 5 to 6 yoga, 6 to 7 puja, 7 to 8 satsang. Because they can have breakfast and all that in their own time. Maybe they need time for Panchakriya, so we will have like 5 to 6 yoga, 6 to 7 Panchakriya, 7 to 8 puja and 8 to 9 satsang. Anyhow, our evening batch will follow the timing of Los Angeles. I wanted more and more the spiritual sacredness and spiritual sacred respect to be given to the Los Angeles temple. And it should be treated as kshetra. We may have thousands of temples all over the West, but going and having darshan of Los Angeles temple is equivalent to having direct darshan of Bangalore Nithyanandeshwara. Because these two places marked by Mahadeva, Sadashiva directly. Even I cannot change it. No one can change it. It is history already. He marked it and he made it. I have decided we will build the Los Angeles temple in a beautiful big way, aligning to Agama and Kumbhabhishekam by next year. It has to be done. It's long due. Too much time has been wasted. Now I'm going to intervene and make it happen. So let's start these 2 batches. We can't even call us Brahma Muhurta and Sandhya batch because It's not precisely Sandhya in the evening. Sandhya is actually 4:30 to 6. This will be, I think, 4 a.m. Okay. Roughly we can call Sandhya batch. So all over the world, 2 batches will happen. In all the Adinams where Adinavasis are there. And you can attend any one batch, but attend at least one batch which is conducive for you. Don't change batches every day. Declare to yourself, it is you trying to train yourself. Declare to yourself and be stable with it. Morning, if you say, oh, I come to yoga but I don't do, all that doesn't work. That is like saying, oh, I only got married but somebody gave birth. So that doesn't work. I am trying to provide the Vatavarana, atmosphere of raising everyone through the collective consciousness. I am not interested in generalizing and diluting. Understand? I plan everything for the most powerful link in the chain. If you plan everything for the weakest link, it is called education, dilution due to generalization. If you plan everything for the most powerful link and empower everyone to become the most powerful link, that is what is providing right Vatavarana, Sangha. Every day if you are growing, you are having Sat Sangha. Every day you are going down, you are having Dussanga. I tell you really, many kids before going to this so-called school were so happy. And they have so much of concentration abilities, mental capabilities, artistic sense, creativity, joy. I'll give you precisely some of the tattvas. For you to manifest Sadashivatva. Do not learn anything which is not useful in your life. Do not waste your time in developing the capabilities which is not useful anyway in your life. Like the stupid spell bee competitions. What is actually a direct use? What is actually the direct use? These beautiful handwriting competitions. Instead, you can spend time on building beautiful hand. Whenever you build anything directly which is going to be useful for your goal, what for you are born, your life's purpose, you will only feel more and more empowered and rejuvenated. You will not feel tired, dull, bored. But whenever you are trying to waste your time, life, energy into the skills just for the sake of some award, reward, which is not the purpose of your existence, there is an automatic mechanism to shut you down, to withdraw, and put you in boredom and tiredness. Listen carefully. Whatever is your life's purpose, I have seen in my own life. Whole day, sometimes even 20 hours, I'll be sitting and making deities and decorating them. My mother will be standing next to me for hours with a foot plate, or the milk asking me, begging me literally, hey, at least have one meal, eat, drink, 1 cup of coffee or tea or milk. Not that I don't want to eat or drink, I'll be so fulfilled, I'll say, leave it and go. It'll be there lying. And I had a pet, this money, he will eat. Because I know that is my life's purpose. That is my life's purpose. I'll spend so much of time in decorating the deities and making the deities and decorating the deities. But I will not sit and practice even 10 minutes handwriting. I will not sit and practice even for 10 minutes. Because I know I'm not going to write anything in the hand. I'm only going to type in the future. If at all I'm going to write, it is going to be autograph. For that you don't need to practice. Autograph is something which you do as you know, as you are. This is my pet. And the flower plants behind are my personal garden for my puja. And those small boxes are my temples. And those dismantled wood, I had an extended temple room for myself. It was dismantled at the time for a bigger shed. Even in the house, I always had my own separate area, one temple setup. I'll sleep only there, I'll stay there whole day. Understand this basic principle. If you are developing tiredness, boredom, instability, then your thought currents are getting diluted due to generalization. Understands? Whether you know it or not, every day you are getting educated. Either others educate you or you educate yourself. Day by day, if you are getting diluted, your thought current is functioning from the angle of generalization. All generalization, thought currents are based on, centered on matter, life negative. All thought currents makes you more alive, active, creative, or the right education method, right way of educating yourself. Listen to this carefully. These few thought currents, if you understand, you will know what you are doing to yourself every day. Even while you are thinking and planning for your life and future strategy, if you always plan based on your weakest moments, you are diluting yourself by generalization. If you always plan based on your best performance moments, you are building a new life. Understand, plan based on best of you. Don't plan based on weakest moments of your life. If you feel, wow, I have done this in my life, then this is nothing. I should be able to do it. If you think, oh, I failed even there, then I should plan only that based on that, then you are diluting. Education system of Bharat is, hey, I could even do that, why not this? Education system of Macaulay is, oh, even this cannot be done, how can you do this? Macaulay or Bharat? I tell you, the so-called modern day false education is a very cunning method of breaking your conscious backbone, your inner image. I tell you, instead of learning all that stupidity, chunk of junk, which is never going to be useful in your life, if you have been taught about the inner image, outer image, life image, others image, which all of you are going to learn now, today in the Inner Awakening session, many people come and tell me, Swamiji, if I would have learnt about all this in a young age, so much of suffering would have been less. It is unfortunate. Before we build muscles, our mind did not get built. If your mind also gets built along with the muscles, it is called maturity. Otherwise, it is called aging, not growing. Aging is different, growing is different. It's not that always along with aging you need to be growing. One of the greatest contribution to humanity by the Vedic rishis is amazing concept of Gurukul, where such an extraordinary specialization skills are made available in such large scale. Understand? Such amazing specialization of extraordinary skills are made available to such large number of people. The specialization and the powers were such, it does not get diluted along with aging. See, at least you can say Bhishma had a boon of Ichamrityu. So his body never even experienced old age. But Drona is an ordinary being. But his disciples have grown up, they are fighting, they have become kings. Even after that, they are not able to match his capabilities. Not just Astra Shastra, even the stamina. Understand? For Astra Shastras, you need a stamina, especially the gut, because that is where the mantras need to reverberate and get formed into a weapon and has to appear in the hand. That is why I insist so much on Haritaki. For all power manifestation, your gut need to be completely clean. That is why insisting on Haritaki. With Haritaki, the stomach will be clean and the mantras you create will reverberate in your navel and it will manifest as powers. Today, I received the message. So many Adinavasis are materializing during the morning Pada Puja. And we have a photograph of many people materializing during morning Pada Puja because Shakti Pada has started happening in the morning Pada Puja. This is also one more reason. Understand, many people have started materializing Vibhuti, Kumkum, Jnana, Anjana, so many things during the morning Pada Puja. Shakti Pada has started happening one. This is also one more reason why I said, if you want to come, come, otherwise you come in the evening. Because now you know, if you come, you are going to have the Shakti Pada and manifest more and more powers. Now it is all going to be only inspiration based. Listen, whether others educate you or you educate yourself. If it is based on the weakest link, it is called generalization, dilution. Dilution due to generalization. Whether others educate you or you educate yourself, if you plan everything based on the best of you, it is called specialization. The Gurukul ambience is for specialization, not for generalization. It is for specialization, not for generalization. Understand? Education means putting set of ideas into your head and forcing you to conform to it, pressurizing you to memorize it, and forcibly making you vomit it. In Gurukul, there is no education, there is only initiations. Initiation means empowering you with powers and letting you play with it. Letting letting you manifest specialize, letting you manifest your specialization, letting you grow, glow. There's only one thing, Shaktipada, that's all. There's only one thing, Shaktipada. Constantly you are empowered and asked to explore. You are empowered and asked to explore. I think this morning batch, evening batch, we can name it in such way. The India time morning batch, which I'll be appearing physically, we will call that batch as Shaktipada batch. India time evening, where physically I will not be appearing, that batch will be called as Shaktinipada batch. So now each of the Adinams can rename. For Los Angeles, maybe it will be, their evening batch will be called Shaktipada and their morning batch will be called as Shaktinipada. So each of the ashrams, you tune yourself. Which batch is Shaktipada, which batch is Shaktinipada. And Shaktinipada will be happening in Chit Sabha. Shaktipada will be happening in Nithyananda Sabha. Look into you and see whether your everyday flow, others educating or you educating yourself, is getting into generalization and dilution or initiation and specialization. If you are getting more and more initiation, specialization, you are in Gurukul Vatavarana. Mahadeva's education. If you are getting into generalization and dilution, Mekaule's education. Mekaule or Mahadeva, you decide. Mekaule or Mahadeva, you decide. So essence of today's satsang, Mahadeva's education or Mekaule's education, you decide. With this, I bless you all. Let's all radiate with integrity, authenticity, responsibility, enriching, causing, living Shuddhatvaita Saivam Sadashivoham, the eternal bliss, Nithyananda. Thank you. Be blissful. मध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्. I welcome all of you with my love and respect. I welcome all the devotees, disciples, Samajis, Satsangis sitting with us in Rajya Sabha and all over the world through Nithyananda TV, Sadhana TV, Lotus News Channel, Ishwar TV, and through two-way video conferencing, having Naina Diksha, cities sitting with us through two-way video conferencing in 23 countries: Los Angeles, Ohio Mashivananda, Port Washington, East London, Hyderabad Gupta Kashi, Indrani Malhotra, Hong Kong, Vancouver, Devon, Anna Nagar, Dubai, Singapore, Kathmandu, San Diego Pacific Beach, Paris, Sacred Hearts University, Nithyananda Nagar, South Dakota, Saint Crystal, France, Houston, Kalahasti, Kuala Lumpur, San Jose, Oklahoma, Hyderabad, Charlotte. That's it. I welcome Oman Sivagangai and Phoenix, Seattle, Toronto, Bangalore. I welcome all of you with my love and blessings. Today I'll expand on instant process for completion. Please understand, you need to receive it from the space of listening. Instant process for completion. If you listen intensely, end of the satsang, you will be complete. First, please listen. Please come to the space of listening. I wanted to define cognition. I'll give you a few definitions. Then I'll expand on the process of instant completion. First, understand what is cognition. Cognition is receiving information, the process where we receive information through our five senses, process that information internally, relate with it based on your root patterns, and respond to life from the understandings of your patterns we derive from. Means understanding from your responding from your patterns is known as cognition. Listen, I am repeating the process where we receive information through five senses, internalize with our patterns, respond based on our patterns, is cognition. Normally, this is cognition. Now, I want you just to understand the second statement I want to make. Please understand, there is no connection between the first statement I made and the second statement I am making. I defined cognition. Now I am going to define authenticity. It is like I am preparing many items for cooking. In the end, I will put everything together and cook and give you the food. I am just preparing the ingredients for cooking. First I cut carrot, then I cut brinjal. You can't say, what is this? You cut carrot and without even putting that into the oven, you are cutting the brinjal. No. First I will prepare, then I will give you the final understanding. Listen now. Cognition. Understand the truth about cognition. Receiving information through 5 senses and internalizing with your root pattern, responding based on your pattern is cognition. Understand authenticity. I am giving you a little deeper definition. Authenticity is nothing but being sincere to the 4 aspects of you. What you feel as you, inner image. What you project you to others, outer image. What you think about others and life, others' image about others, and what others hold you as, others' expectation. Mamakara, inner image, ahankara, outer image, swa anyakara, image about others, anyakara, others' expectation about you, what others hold for you. In all these 4, being sincere, please listen, being sincere in all these 4 means what? Having best inner image, having best outer image, having best idea about others and life, and being very sincere about what others hold you for. I tell you, please listen. Spend few minutes to sit and define what you want to feel you. What kind of a feeling about you will be the best for you? What do you think is best you? Define. What do you think as best outer image for you? What's the best way you wanted to project you? Same. What's the best image you wanted to have about others and life? What is the best sincere way you want to take responsibility about what others hold you for? Define all these 4. Anything which disturbs in any one of these is an incompletion. Understand? Anything which disturbs any one of this is an incompletion. All of you understand authenticity? Listen. I am creating separate ingredients so that in the end I will give you the complete understanding. It's one of the powerful revelations I had yesterday night in the Samadhi, because last few days we are having the College of Pitadishwas, the meeting of all sannyasis and Naishtika Brahmacharis, Krama Brahmacharis, other than Gurukul kids who don't need this meeting. We are having a meeting and where we are discussing and trying to help each other to hold ourselves in the highest context. And I am personally sitting and spending as much time as I can and helping, enriching. So this was one of the biggest problem. Many were expressing in the discussion, some for themselves, some for when we teach, when we help others. How can we handle this? Holding ourselves and others in the highest context, the best possible space. So yesterday whole night I was sitting with that mood that there should be some clear understanding, experiential solution for this. I think Galbhairava brought this kind of disciples towards me so that I will continue to find solutions. So that continuously I will be contemplating and finding more and more solutions which will be used for the whole world. Which will be useful for the whole world. See, if not for these disciples and their problems, I will not be contemplating on this. I will just pass away into Samadhi and come back next morning. But now, because of these particular definite unsolvable problems, I also contemplate on it, and then the truths are revealed which is useful to the whole world. Listen. Please understand. I have defined cognition. Now I have defined authenticity. Then I defined incompletion. Now I am giving you one more understanding. Please understand. All these four have only you as the central focal point. So, if you are at the peak and best of all these four, you are living in a state of completion. I am just defining. Don't worry about how to go it. How to go there, I will explain now. All these four means inner image, what you feel about you, outer image, what you project you to others' image, what image you have about others and life, and others' expectation about you, what others hold you for, anyakara. In all these four, you are the center. Have best inner image. Have best outer image. Have best image about others and life. Decide to hold yourself in the highest space of what others hold you for. Being sincere to all these four is authenticity. Actually, I have defined authenticity completely in a new way. Anything, if you don't believe, even while you are defining, if you have a doubt, oh God, I don't think I will ever be able to achieve this state at all. That is what I call self-doubt. If you sit and write pen down, while you pen down itself, your pen will be stuck. Because the black is not in the ink flowing into the pen. The black is the consciousness flowing into your brain. So if your pen is stuck, be very clear, that is what is self-doubt. And I wanted you to understand, consciousness is the ink, Kala, time, is the paper, your body is the pen, your will is the decision to write. Anything you write in your inner space will become reality. When you write about you, even in the outer space, in the paper and pen, if you are stuck, or if you have a doubt, you will never be able to realize this. That is what I call self-doubt. Or if you think anything is obstacle for you being sincere in all these four, that is the incompletion you have. This is the method to diagnose incompletion. This is the method to diagnose incompletion. Next, please understand. Next, very important, ध्यान से सुनिए. Listen. Listen. I have defined cognition, authenticity, incompletions, completions. Completion also I have defined theoretically. Now, how to experience it? How that can be your life? One more great news you have. Cognition is not an established organ of you. It can be programmed as you want. Listen. From today, if you strongly start believing, even with your doubt, self-doubt and all, that this pillar is God, the way you behave with this pillar and the power of your cognition will make few more others will believe, and maybe in next few months or few years, based on your strength of your cognition, this pillar will be worshipped as the God and it will become a temple. Separate temple will be built for this pillar. And I know there are in many temples, separate temples are built only for pillar. In Tiruvannamalai there is a temple, there is a shrine called Kambatkalayana. Means there is a small Subramanya carved on a pillar. The great saint Arunagirinatha declared that pillar is a God and that Subramanya is a living deity. Power of his cognition and the people around him, their cognitions. Now there is a huge separate temple standing just for that pillar. It is a pillar of another one hall, but just for this pillar separate temple is standing. That pillar is the Garbha Mandir now. And a separate temple is there. Same way, if you cognize in this pillar ghost is there, don't go near. And the power of your cognition, the way you behave and respond to this pillar, and the way you affect the other's cognition about this pillar, In few months, people may abandon even this whole hall, may never enter in. How many of you cognize what I am saying? So please understand, your cognition is not a natural organ of your system. It is programmable, transformable, possible software. It is not hardware. Because it is there for quite a long time, you mistake the difference between software and hardware. Your eye is hardware, your ear is hardware, but hearing is software. Seeing is software. Please listen. Because you continuously see, you forget seeing is a programmable. Seeing is changeable. Seeing is transformable. Cognition is changeable, programmable, transformable. This is the great news. Listen, this is the great news. Even your doubt, who wants to change? I even have laziness to wanting to change. I have doubt whether I really want to even change. Even that can be changed. That is the beauty of cognition. Why do you have a doubt? Please listen. You try to go on cooking without lighting the stove. You brought a vessel and you put all that, try digging, shaking, doing everything. You try 10 times. Then after that you decide whole science of cooking is a false lie. But you forget one of the important things required for cooking is the fire which you did not create. Do I want to change? I feel lazy is also one more cognition you have. Is also one more cognition which is transformable, which is changeable. Everything that exists and you experience as reality stems only from your cognition. All incompletions are functions of only your cognition. Listen. So whether it is incompletions or completion, it is your cognition. The great news is cognition is changeable, transformable. All completion is also only your cognition. All completion is your cognition. All incompletion is your cognition. Your cognition alone binds you. Your cognition alone liberates you. Now you need to understand. Please listen. First pen down all the 4 items. Not now. Later on sit and pen down. Now drop your paper and pen. Later on sit and pen down all these 4. Most sincere inner image what you want for you, most sincere outer image, what you want to project as you, most sincere image about others and life, what you want to carry, the most sincere others' image, how you want to hold yourself up to that, make a clear description, then start penning down what all is the obstruction, what all obstacles for you realizing that. Those obstacles, those obstruction, listen. Those obstructions are incompletions. Before entering into conclusion, I wanted all of you to understand, only then the conclusion will work. Before starting the cooking, you have to keep all the ingredients ready. After lighting the fire, you cannot run and make paddy into rice. You can't say, oh God, I forgot to cut vegetable. I have a full pumpkin. What can I? Shall I throw the whole thing? No, you can't. What are all the obstacles that come in the way of you being the peak and best in all these four at any given point in time are incompletions. Pen down all the incompletions. Please listen. After you pen down all the incompletions, understand it is your cognition which is changeable. Actually, you have only one root pattern that your cognition can't be changed. Listen. The root of the root pattern is only one. Your cognition can't be changed. Because of that root of the root pattern, your cognition can't be changed. No completion works on you. You stand on in the train. See, you are going from here to Varanasi. The train stops at Mohal Sarai station, from where you have to go to Varanasi. You see the board Mohal Sarai. And you never got down from the train into the platform. Train moved before you got down. But you don't realize that. And you start walking inside the train itself. To and fro, to and fro. Will you reach Varanasi? Once Mullah Nasruddin was going in a boat. He started walking to and fro inside the boat. The boatman said, "Sir, why don't you sit down?" This guy says, "No, I have no time to sit down. I am in a hurry to reach the place. I have to walk quickly." Walking quickly inside the boat is not going to take you anywhere. So with a strong root of the root pattern, that cognition is not changeable, any amount of completion is not going to work for you. First understanding you need is cognition is changeable. You may not be able to cook for last 20 years because you forgot how to light the fire. Because of that, the whole science of cooking is not lie, false. Getting it? Same way, with this deep cognition, cognition is not changeable. Maybe it is changeable for others, not for me. With that cognition, any completion you do, what will be the result? Zero. Understand? Cognition is changeable. Cognition is changeable, transformable, is the first cognition you need to have. That is the first cognition you need to have. Whenever people realize cognition is changeable, spontaneous enlightenment happens. Please understand. People who do completion, with this basic root pattern of cognition is not changeable, then finally at one point they break and understand cognition is changeable, become enlightened. That is called enlightenment process, gradual enlightenment. People who understand immediately cognition is changeable and awaken are people who have become spontaneously enlightened, instant enlightenment. Understand? Cognition is changeable with this truth as fire. The ingredients you need to add into the vessel is the right inner image, sincere mamakara, sincere ahankara, sincere anyakara, sincere swa-anyakara. It can be up to your sincere. It does not need to be up to others' sincerity. Your sincerity. Add these 4 ingredients and remove the skin. While you cook, you remove many vegetable skin, peel it off and throw it away. What's the skin need to be removed is which is obstruction for all these 4, the incompletions, are the skin you need to peel and remove. And please understand, in cooking you need to peel the skin and remove. Here, with the process of enlightenment, you don't even need to do that. Just if you decide, please listen, just if you decide, with this authentic 4 components of me, from now onwards I decide to cognize this authentic 4 definition about me as me. And anything which is abstractly, I decide to disown them. I decide not to recognize their presence anymore in me. Just the decision is enough. Now I know you will have, I can't decide because I have decided many times like this, but it never worked. That's one more thing. You need to throw with your decision. And you have a problem, no, all this I do, but after 2 days I forget the whole thing. I feel bored, I feel tired, I forget, then nothing works for me. Please listen. All these days, you never allowed the truth of cognition is changeable. You go on believing because you are seeing from the time of your birth. Seeing is hardware of you, like eyes. You don't separate eyes and seeing. You don't separate ears and hearing. You don't separate tongue and tasting. If it is there, it is there, which is not truth. Cognition is changeable. Cognition is transformable. With this clarity, the cognition is changeable, cognition is transformable. Decide, I tell you, just know your incompletions. With this clarity of cognition is changeable, the incompletions will lose power over you. Incompletions will have power over you as long as you feel cognition is not changeable. Come on, be integrated, authentic while you answer. How many of you strongly believed till today, unconsciously, that cognition is not changeable? Raise the hand. With this unconscious baseline, any completion you do is not going to work. Any completion you do is not going to work. Because you are walking inside the boat. Is walking inside the boat is going to make you reach somewhere quickly? Is it going to reach you to the place quickly? Listen. If the basic cognition has not changed, nothing can be done. I have a story for you guys. A professional fundraiser called upon a well-known miser, very well-known miser. I tell you, misers are the most poor animal creatures lives on the planet Earth. So a well-known professional fundraiser called upon a well-known miser and says, "Sir, I am seeking contributions for a worthy charity work. The project is 100,000. And a well-known philanthropist, another one philanthropist, a rich man in your town, has already donated a quarter of that." The miser says, "Wonderful, I'll give you another quarter. Have you changed for $1? The miser, please understand, I think many of you missed. I'll give you another quarter. Do you have a change for $1? Till the miser's cognition is changed, nothing can be done. What fundraiser meant is $250,000 is already given by a philanthropist, means quarter of that. This fellow thinks, oh, he gave a quarter, I'll also give you a quarter. The cognition, the basic cognition, the cognition can be changed. If that doesn't strike you, no completions will work. If you come to a clarity, cognition can be changed. Simply, that very idea, cognition can be changed, can lead to completion. And listen, with this one idea, cognition can be changed. With this one idea, you pen down all the incompletions and look in, decide to think based on the truth. Cognition can be changed, and authenticity, the best I which I want, best outer image which I want, best image about others and life which I want, best way of holding me up to others' expectation, what others hold me up. In these four, listen, just if you start thinking in this line, your very thinking is a completion process. Please get it? I have delivered the climax. Without any completion process separately, with the truth, cognition is changeable, and best these four is you, and anything other than you is incompletion, and deciding to live by the best four you decided about you as you, decide to think only in that line from now on, you will see spontaneous completion. Your very thinking process is completion. Now you have another doubt. No, after 2 days, if I fall back into the same forgetfulness, what shall I do? I may fall back into the space of I need completion, I need incompletion, I need to create clear incompletion. It's one of the biggest questions we have. After you are told about your name, do you forget? So these major truths, when it is revealed, you start processing with that. You don't forget. You may forget the dress color you wore. You may forget the food you ate for few days before in the breakfast. But you will not forget that you have to eat. You will not forget that you have to wear a dress. Understand? You won't forget that you have to eat. You can't forget you have to dress up. These strong, important facts you don't forget. Don't bring your self-doubting pattern before even you start the process. That is also one more cognition which can be changed. Which can be changed. With this cognition, your simple regular thinking and day-to-day life itself becomes completion. your dreams becomes completion. Even in your dream, you will complete and release them. Patterns with which you are struggling. Your dreams become completion. Your thinking becomes completion. Listen. I'll give the whole essence in Hindi. आज मैं पूर्णत्व का तुरंत तारीका बताने वाला हूँ. ध्यान से सुनिए. अनुभूति क्या है? अनुभूति कोई सूचना को प्राप्त करना, उसे सम्मिलित करना, अपने मूल विचार धारा के साथ संबंधित करना और उसे जीवन के प्रति प्रतिक्रिया व्यक्त करना, यही अनुभूति है. श्रद्धा क्या है? श्रद्धा अपने चारों व्यक्तित्व के साथ श्रद्धा रखना, यही श्रद्धा है. आपने ममकार, अहंकार, स्व अन्यकार के साथ श्रद्धालु रखने, यही श्रद्धा है. जो सबसे अच्छी भीतरी छवि आप चाहते हैं उसे जीना, जो सबसे अच्छी बाहरी छवि आप चाहते हैं उसे जीना, जो सबसे अच्छी अपेक्षा दूसरों और जीवन से आप रखते हैं उसे जीना, जो सबसे उच्चतर अपेक्षा लोग आपसे रखते हैं उसे जीना, यही श्रद्धा है. किसी एक में भी कोई समस्या ही अपूर्णता है. यदि आप इन चारों पहलुओं में उच्चतर रूप में है तो आप पूर्ण हैं. ये समझिए, इन चारों में आप ही केंद्र है. यदि ये नहीं विश्वास कर पा रहे हैं कि आप इन चारों को उच्चतम रूप से जी पाएंगे, वही आत्मसंदेह है. आप कैसे इस अनुभव किया जा सकता है? अनुभूति एक स्थायी चीज नहीं है, उसे बदला जा सकता है. वो सॉफ्टवेयर की तरह है, हार्डवेयर नहीं है. अपने आत्मसंदेह के साथ भी यदि आप किसी अनुभूति को लगातार शक्ति देते हैं तो वो अनुभूति दूसरों की अनुभूति को प्रभावित कर सकता है, उसे वास्तविकता में परिवर्तित कर सकता है. हर अनुभूति को परिवर्तित किया जा सकता है, चाहे वो अपूर्णता हो या पूर्णता हो. आपकी अनुभूति है और किसी भी अनुभूति को परिवर्तित किया जा सकता है. आप ही की अनुभूति आपको बद्ध करता है, आप ही की अनुभूति आपको मुक्त करता है. एक सूची बनाइए जिसमें आप ये 4 चीजें वर्णित करते हैं. आपकी सबसे श्रद्धालु भीतरी छवि, सबसे श्रद्धालु बाहरी छवि, सबसे श्रद्धालु दूसरों और जीवन से आपकी अपेक्षा, सबसे श्रद्धालु आपसे दूसरों की अपेक्षा. इन चारों छवियों को वास्तविकता रूप से अनुभव करने में जो समस्या है वही अपूर्णता है. मूल विचारधारा का मूल केवल एक है कि आप ये सोचते हैं कि आपकी अनुभूति परिवर्तित नहीं हो सकती है. अनुभूति को परिवर्तित किया जा सकता है. पहले जानिए, केवल यह निर्णय कीजिए कि जो भी अनुभूति आप श्रद्धा के बीच में बाधा की रूप में है, आप उसको महत्व नहीं देंगे, उसको अस्तित्व नहीं देंगे। मूल विचारधारा का मूल केवल एक है कि आप यह सोचते हैं कि आपकी अनुभूति परिवर्तित नहीं हो सकती है। अनुभूति को परिवर्तित किया जा सकता है, यह पहले जानिए। केवल यह निर्णय कीजिए कि जो भी अनुभूति आपका और श्रद्धा के बीच में बाधा के रूप में है, आप उसको महत्व नहीं देंगे, उसको अस्तित्व नहीं देंगे। Understand, I am giving you some of the deepest sacred secrets. Even if you understand, your cognition can be changed. For example, you are seeing this pillar as a pillar. Today, if I declare this as a God and start worshipping it, within 10 days you will see this as a God. Your cognition can be changed. If I declare this pillar as a demon, in few days you will see demon in it. Your cognition can be changed. So have this understanding. Know what is you, what is your incompletions. With this, with understanding, cognition can be changed. Start living and thinking. Your very thinking will be completion. This is the science of spontaneous completion. Instant completion. आके मेरे संदेश का सारांश यही है, केवल इस सत्य के साथ की अनुभूति परिवर्तित हो सकती है और अपने चार चाबियों को श्रद्धा पूर्ण रूप से जीने का निर्णय लेना, इस सोच विचार मात्रा से आप पूर्णत्व पा सकते हैं। यही विज्ञान है तुरंत जीवन मुक्ति का। यही विज्ञान है तुरंत पूर्णत्व का। अंडरस्टैंड? Just having the clear decision. Having the clear decision, thinking with the decision. Having the clear decision, thinking with the decision. Nothing else is required. And you also need to know, you don't put conscious effort to remember your name. I have seen whenever I give spiritual name to people, by next 3 days, 4 days, they forget the old name. How many of you forgot your old name? Even in your dream you think only about your new name, spiritual name. It is not that only the people who received the name long before, even few days before, people who receive the spiritual name, they suddenly forget the old name. So when you remember this is your new name, you don't need to make new effort, special effort to keep that name in your memory. If you remember this truth, cognition is changeable. You don't need to put an effort to remember it and put a special energy to cognize it. Just the remembrance leads to completion. A remembrance leads to completion. Yasya smarana matrena janma samsara bandhanat vimuchyate namastasmai Vishnave Prabha Vishnave. That is what is the meaning of this word. The moment I remember, I am lead to completion and liberation. O Lord, I bow down to you who liberates me just by the mere remembrance. There is a beautiful verse. Yasya smarana matrena janma samsara bandhanat vimuchyate namastasmai Vishnave Prabha Vishnave. Let you all achieve, experience, live, express, radiate, share and explode in eternal bliss. Nithyananda.
Nithyananda Dhyanapitham, Nithyananda Nagar off Mysore Road, Bidadi, Bengaluru. Phone 08027279999. www.nithyananda.org. www.youtube.
It's time for us to get ready to receive the blessings of Supreme Founder of Hinduism. Take a 7 sit straight and close your eyes.